Alright, alright, alright. Welcome to another one of BumpmyStump's World of Tanks videos. Xbox 360, that is. We are going to do a garage video here. I have tried to do garage videos over and over again. People ask for it. And I have like 81 tanks now, 80, 81, something like that. So every time I try to do one, it ends up being an hour and a half long. And that isn't going to work. No one's going to sit through an hour and a half of me talking. It's bad enough 10 minutes, isn't it? And hearing me babble on and make mistakes and stumble over words at times because my brain is faster than my mouth at times. And then other times my mouth is faster than my brain. I'm getting help about it. I'm seeking professional help. Thank you for your concern. Alright. So what I decided to do basically is break the down into 4 parts. I think 4, yeah. 4 will be 4 parts, I think. It'll be a series. I'll do tiers 1 through 4 in this video, and then I'll do tiers 5 and 6 the next video, 7 and 8 the next video, and 9 and 10 the last video. So it'll end up being 4 videos. They'll be a lot shorter. It might make it a lot more enjoyable to people, but you know, I've had enough people ask for a garage video that I got to do something, right? So, all right, let's do the. We'll start off with tier 1s, and the only tier 1 that I have in my garage, the L tractor, Lead Tracteur. Or however it's pronounced, I don't know how to. Leech tractor. I can't do German. Don't know how to pronounce it. Screw it. This tank I've kept this whole time because this tank is a tank that I used to, when I had a bad game at tier 8 to 9, and I had a bunch of bad games, and I just wanted to do some seal clubbing and just rape some noobs. This is the tank I used, and I've kept it because I've had many games where I've just gone out and, you know, killed 3/4 of the team, and it's a shame that you don't get rallies and stuff at this tier because I'd have quite a few. But that's probably why they do that, right? So yeah, this tank right here is if it's played correctly, it's a monster. Well, I wouldn't say it's a monster, but when you're playing against people that don't know how to play the game very well, it can be a real good monster. And even if you're playing against people that do know how to play the game pretty well, if you play it correctly, it can do a good job. So really quick, we're going to open the details. Look at the armor. It's only 14 millimeters, 12 millimeters on the side. It's not a well-armored vehicle whatsoever. You can see I keep a small repair kit and a small first aid kit. I don't use them very often with this tank. Usually I don't have to use them. And the only time I would ever use them in this tank is if I had killed 5, 6 tanks or something and there was 2 left or something, and you know what I mean? And I had to finish the game off and I wanted to, you know, that type of deal. But typically I don't use the repair kits and stuff in this. I keep coated optics, enhanced gun ventilation on this tank because this was my tank to go down and kill idiots. And when I was frustrated, this is the tank I used. So that's why you'll see the equipment there. We're going to go, we don't need to look at the package. Supplies. The armor piercing PZGR 36, 130 of them. Armor piercing composite rigid. I keep 20 of them. I have no idea why there's 34 high explosive in reserve. I've never used high explosive in this tank. Don't have no idea. I guess someone gave them to me. World of Tanks must have felt nice and gave me a bunch of them or something. I don't know. With the equipment, and like I said, coated optics, enhanced gun lane drive, and improved ventilation. Again, that stuff was on there because this was my I'm fucking frustrated and I want to just kill something tanks, you know. So we'll do the customization. Let's see my camos. We'll get the, I think of a barber shop, but the wrong colors, of course. But you know, the striped candy stripe camo. I don't have a camo pattern on the desert style, and this one is the one they gave you free, so that's why it has it. The only one I actually had on here was the permanent one, was the summer. I didn't buy the, so yeah, I don't think the camo does anything in this tank really, but hey, it makes it look cool, right? No emblems or anything else because I just don't do that stuff on any of my tanks. So, but yeah, if you want a tier 1 just to go stomp some noobs, this is a good one to do it in. We'll move on to tier 2 here. And these first 2, junk. I mean, really, I got the T2 in a package with a couple other tanks. It's, if you like that style of play, it's an okay tank, I guess. You know, you run around, shoot, run around, never stop. You know, lock your cruise control on and don't stop. hope you don't get tracked kind of tank. I'm just not too big on it. I've played it a few times. It had some okay games in it, but just, it's not for me. But I keep it because it's a premium and I purchased it, and, you know, I'm a tank whore, so why not keep it, right? You know, I'm not going to make any money selling it, so I mean, what's it going to do? Buy me one shell for a tier 10 premium? Or tier 10 premium shell? You know, so just keep it. It's kind of funky looking, and big eyes on the side of it, so. T1 E6X was given to any player that logged on, I believe it was last July weekend. Last year, 2014, I think. Could be wrong on that. I know it was some weekend. If you logged on, you got a free T1 E6. I'm pretty sure it was 4th of July because I was camping, and I made sure I came home to log on really quick. I stopped. We were going to parade, and I stopped by the house for a minute and logged on to my account so I could get the tank. So, it's a piece of shit. And again, I just haven't sold it because you're not going to make any money, so you might as well just keep it for nostalgia reasons. You notice I haven't put nothing on it. There's no consumables, there's nothing on this tank because I don't ever play it. This is the only tier 2 I like playing. This is the Micro Mouse PZ38H. Really good tier 2 tank. Kind of slow. However, when you look at this right here and you look at the armor, 40 millimeters, 40, 40, 40. See a pattern there? 40 millimeters all the way around it. So you do some angling and side scraping at tier 2 in this, and it can really, really carry you through the game. It's a very powerful little tank. Crew skills, I really don't have anything but Brothers in Arms I'm working on, and oh, whoops, my daughter's just opened the door, sorry. And Sixth Sense. I don't really play the tank enough to build my crew skills up, but you know, if it gets up there while I'm playing it, you know, cool. If it doesn't, cool, whatever. Supplies, you'll see I carry 80 of the armor piercing, standard armor piercing rounds, 20 of the composite rigid, small first aid, small repair, manual fire extinguisher, all the normal stuff. I've had a bunch of games in this where I've had 6-on-1, 4-on-1. I think I had one 7-on-1 once and ended up finishing the game with a win. This tank can do it. It's a shame you don't get Radleys at tier 2 because I would have a few in this tank. This tank is a monster. It really can. I think I have a video up on my page on my YouTube where I think had 7-on-1. I think I could be wrong. Maybe I didn't get that video up. Maybe that was before I had the recording software. I can't remember. I know I do have one video in this that I think I had 10 kills. I think that one's online, but I don't remember if it was 7-on-1 or 6-on-1, what it was at the end, but it was something to that effect. I think I killed 4 or 5 tanks in the cap circle, you know. So it's this tank, when played correctly, it's a monster. At tier 2, it's the only tier 2 I play because it's awesome. Equipment, you'll see ventilation, handgun lane drive, you know, nothing too elaborate. Go to camouflage. I have the Scooby-Doo, at least I call it Scooby-Doo. I don't have a name for this one. Looks like there's blood splattered all over it. And then the free one they gave you a few patches back. So yeah, if you want a tier 2 premium, this thing's a monster. Really, it has tons of armor for a tier 2, and it's armored that way all the way around. It's sloped. It's got a fast firing gun. It's a really good tier 2 premium. Alright, on to tier 3. Locust. Kind of like the T2 Lite. If you want to run around and never stop and just fire and run and fire and put your cruise control on, yeah, it's playable. Nothing to write home about. Don't love the tank. It's really below Joe average. This one right here, I feel about the same as the Locust. It's the same type of tank. You want to run around and just shoot, never stop kind of tank. Never purchased this tank up until I was in a platoon and they all wanted to play it, and I was like, okay, I'll get it. and I don't think I've played it since that night. I think I played it 3 or 4 times that night, and I've never played it again. And I'm surprised I haven't sold it. You know, it's just taking up garage space. I really don't like it. It's underpowered, undergunned, under-armored, under everything. So, but some people have really good games in it. So I kept it, and I keep it in hopes that, you know, one day I will play it and I will have a really good game in it. You know, but I don't see that happening because I don't ever play it. If you want to know my tier 3 favorite tank, this is it. This is the boss of tier 3, and I don't know why more people don't have it. This is a tier 3 premium. It sees up to tier 5, so it doesn't get preferential matchmaking. However, if you get in a tier 3 game with this, all tier 3s, you don't have to be scared of pretty much anything. I mean, you have to play smart at times. There's a few tank destroyers that can damage you. You know, you can get. However, if you play smart, you know, you don't need to play really cautious. Just play smart. Come out, take your shots, get out. It's a really fast-firing gun and decent armor. This thing is a boss. I've had so many games where I've had 6 kills, 8 kills, 9 kills, 6 kills constantly. It's just, if you see, not a lot of people like my videos that I have on this, but I have a lot of videos in this where it does really good. And it's partially because you're at tier 3, and partially because it's such a good tank. I'm going to open the details here and look at the armor profile. 36 at the front, 35 at the sides, so it's got less armor than the tier 2. Less armor than the micro mouse. Until you get to the front of the turret. The front of the turret's 56, so you got 16 more than the micro mouse. And you got more at the side of the turret and the back of the turret. So, it's a trade-off. I think this tank is better at tier 3 than the micro mouse is at tier 2, but that's just my personal opinion. That's just because I like this. The package is just what it comes with. Nothing you can do with it. The crew, I think, I don't have much for a crew in this right now because this is my trainer crew for the Germans. I'll train until it has 5 or 6 perks, and then I'll move it to a different tank. And it happens really quick in this tank. You can train a crew really fast. Really amazing. This tank, I've had many 50,000 silver games in this tank. Many. If you see, you play 10 games and you see 5 tier 3 games, and then you split the other 5 between tier 4 and tier 5, you're going to make a killer in silver in this tank. It really makes a lot of silver for its tier. It also, at tier 3, it is a monster. At tier 4, it is still playable, and you can do really good. There's certain you can't penetrate a Matilda unless you hit it in the weak spot from behind. You know, it's there's a few tanks at tier 4 that give you a lot of trouble in this tank. Tier 5, there are very few tanks that you can do anything against. The gun just lets you down. The gun does not have enough penetration. However, at tier 3, you can blast through just about everything, and the gun's so quick firing, so quick reloading, so quick aiming that it's amazing. Anyone that has never played this tank needs to buy it and play it and get it. Sometimes it's on special. I don't know if they do that anymore because I think it's in the tech tree now. So I'm not so sure if they still do it on special or not. But I think I paid full price for this one. My other account, I think I paid 500 gold maybe, or 250 gold. I don't remember exactly, but it was pennies. It was not pennies, but I mean it was super cheap. And it's a monster. I just should shut up about it, but I can't stop raving about this tank. If you want a low tier premium tank that can make you decent silver and is cheap and is a boss at its tier, not so much when you get into a tier 5 game. You got to play really cautious, really smart, and pick your enemies. And tier 4, it's kind of a toss-up, but you see tier 3 in this more often than not, and it's just a monster at tier 3. The equipment, you'll see I keep coated optics, improved ventilation, and enhanced gun lane drive. Going to customize the camouflage. You'll see we got the puppy dog, the Scooby-Doo camo. We got the blood worms, whatever you want to call it, and then the free one they gave me, and I've kept it just because, you know, hey, it's kind of cool. So yeah, if you want a tier 3 premium tank, or if you just want a tier 3 tank to play, this will see, like I said, up to tier 5, so you can play with normal tier 3s. So if you got, you know, you platoon up once in a while with people that want to play tier 3, you can't go wrong with this tank. It's awesome. Tier 4. I only have a couple tier 4s. Video here. This tank right here is pretty much the big brother to the one I just showed you. However, this tank has less turret armor. So because of that, it has more hull armor, less turret armor, same exact gun. Because of the less turret armor, this tank will only see tier 4. So it's kind of a bonus, and it's kind of not a bonus. You will always see a tier 4 game in this, and that gun has problems with some tier 4s. However, you will never see a tier 5. On the flip side, with the PZS-35, a lot of times you get tier 3, and if you get tier 3 in the PZS-35, you're gonna, and you play decent, you're gonna rule the game. You're gonna be the best in the game easily. If you see tier 4 in the other one, you can do just as good, if not better, than this tank at tier 4 in the other one because of the turret armor being a little bit higher on that one. Exact same gun. If you play the other tank a little more hull down, you're going to get better turret armor, so you're going to do better at tier 4. Neither one of them can penetrate like Matilda's, and there's a few other ones that they have a hard time penetrating, so the gun will let you down at tier 4 at time. But this one never sees tier 5s. So I cannot sit here and say, well, when you get into a tier 5, you're really overmatched, because it won't see it. This one's a little bit quicker, I think, than the PZS-35 too. So it does have its bonuses and its negatives. You're always going to see a tier 4 game, but I'd rather have the PZS-35 for the fact that at least 30% of the 35% of the time you're going to. And when you're in tier 3, nothing's going to, I mean, almost nothing can kill you. And I mean, it can, but if you play smart, almost nothing can kill you in the PZS-35. On the other hand, if you play smart in this and you're in a tier 4 match, there's still a lot of tanks that can kill you. So, you know, but I bought it because it came on special, and it's different. It was, yeah, you know, it's a little different than the other tank, but it's a lot like the other tank, the PZS-35. So, you know, if you got one that you want to just play a tier 4 match, this is a pretty cool tank. You know, you can't play with a lot of your friends though, because if you're the platoon leader, they can't match up with you because they need to play a tier 2 tank. And who wants to play a tier 2 tank when you know you're going to see a tier 4 game, right? So, yeah, it is what it is. I bought it. I've kept it. You notice I haven't put any camo or anything else on it. I haven't done anything to it. But it's fun to play once in a while. The last tank in my tier 1 to 4 in my garage, the T50. I've had a couple decent games in this. I don't play it that much. I ended up selling it because I didn't really like it. I don't like the style of light tank play. I'm just not good at it. I'm not a light tank person. I would like to be a light tank person, but I have a feeling, by listening to people talk about it, this game doesn't play like the computer version for light tanks. The computer version for light tanks, you can go, get into a bush, sit there and spot for half the game until they get really close to you. You can't seem to do that in this game. The camo just doesn't work the same. I don't know what the deal is, but I've gone into a bush, I've had a camo net on, and I haven't moved, and I sit there and I'm, you know, 300 meters away and I get spotted. Well, I don't think I'm supposed to be spotted at 300 meters with a camo net on, not moving in a bush. You know, you're not supposed to. Of course, I could be doing it wrong because I am not a light tank player. But from what I see online with the computer version, that's how it works. You know, you can't be right in the middle of the bush. You got to be. There's certain places you need to hide and this and that. I just can't get it down, and maybe that's me. Maybe it's the game. I have no idea. But I don't ever see passive spotting in this game. The spotting you see is people pull up, spot, back up, pull up, spot, back, because it doesn't seem like it works like it does on the computer. But tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong, because I could be wrong. But the T50, I had a couple decent games in it. I have one video up where I had a really good game and someone called me a cheater, and I ended up losing the game, but I did really good. But then I sold it because it's not my style of play. But then, you know, I had to platoon people say, who want to play tier 4, and I didn't have one. So I was like, okay, I went and bought this because I'd already had it before and I knew a little bit about it. So I don't particularly love it. It's alright. And like I said, it might be a really awesome tank if you're a light tank player. I'm just not. So, and that pretty much rounds out my tier 4, 3, 2, and 1 video. Most of these tanks I've them, and I'm a tank whore and I don't like selling them after I get them, or I play them once in a while. So you know, they're all decent little tank. Every tank in this game is a decent little tank, outside of a few. But every tank, if you play it correctly, can do a decent job. So yeah, we'll go on to tier 5 in the next video, and we'll do 5, 6 in the next video, and go from there. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope this you know, gets a little bit of the can you do a garage video? We want a garage video talk crushed a little bit. Like I said, I'll try to get these out maybe once a month for the next 4 months or something. I don't know. Once every couple weeks. I don't know. Maybe I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 all in 1 week. Maybe I'll make a week next week or something. You know, garage video week, and just do 4 of them. I try to get 3 videos out a week. Maybe I'll just do 4 and be done with it. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Comment, rate, subscribe. Thumbs up, thumbs down. And remember, when you're on that battlefield, shoot the red ones.